Get it. That's it. Faster.
Hi, I'm Kayla McCoy, and I'm a professional soccer player for the Houston Dash. Cut. For the Jamaican national team. Cut. I started playing soccer basically as soon as I could walk. I have 3 older siblings who all played soccer growing up, and so as soon as I could walk and run around, I was kicking the ball around with them. I was constantly at their soccer practices and games, and I was just always the younger sibling fetching balls and tagging along with them. Obviously, I started out playing club soccer at the age of probably 12 or 13, and from there I just kind of went on, and I never played high school soccer. My high school didn't have a team originally, and so I just decided to stick with club soccer, and it ended up working out well for me. I had a lot of looks from different universities, and one of them being Duke, and after talking to the coach and visiting the school, I absolutely loved it. It was the perfect blend of athletics and academics, and I couldn't have asked for a better college experience there. I had a great 4 years of playing soccer at Duke. The team was really successful. I was there. We made it to 2 Final Fours, an Elite 8 and a Sweet 16 while I played, and so that was a lot of fun how far we got every year, and it was super exciting, and I made some incredible friendships that I'll definitely be able to keep for the rest of my life. I would say that some of the biggest obstacles I've faced have come in the form of injuries, as is for a lot of high-level athletes. You know, injuries are one of those things that kind of come along super unexpectedly and can really kind of change how you think about yourself or how you think about your sport. And I had torn my ACL freshman year of high school, and it definitely kind of changed my mindset about sport and athletics, and also made me realize how much of my identity I found in my sport. And it was kind of a wake-up call, because I realized that, you know, how quickly your sport and what you love and what you pour your heart and passions into can be taken away from you. I just kind of realized then and there that, like, that's not where I could place my identity. I was so much more than a soccer player, and even though that is where I found the most success on the soccer field, I couldn't define myself by that. And so that was probably one of the biggest learning experiences for me, growing up and facing an injury. And then in college, again, I ruptured my Achilles. But I think through that experience, looking back on my ACL experience freshman year of high school, which was almost 5 years earlier, I handled the Achilles so much better. I had learned and been able to maintain that my identity was not in my sport, and so having a big shakeup like that didn't kind of shake me as much as the ACL did, and I was able to kind of maintain an attitude of optimism and hard work and a sense of like joy throughout the entire process, as I've realized that I'm so much more than my sport and the successes within it. And I think that's such an important thing for an athlete to realize, because sport is so unpredictable and there's so many things that you can't control within it. If you are putting your identity up to a whole bunch of unknowns, it can be easily shaken. But if you are placing your identity in something that's more solid and less easily shaken, then I think the ups and downs of life won't have as big of an effect on you. I take a lot of pride in hard work. I definitely don't like to be in a position where I feel like I'm not working hard enough or I'm not giving my all. Like I want to be the hardest worker on the field. And if I see somebody that's working harder than me, that only motivates me to like get up to their standard. I also think that I'm pretty steady and reliable. I think that I've found a place where I don't get too high or too low based on my circumstances, and I'm able to just kind of maintain a steady mindset throughout, and that kind of helps me to stay consistent and helps me to kind of be a person that people can look towards to ground them when things are going very well, or to lift them up when things aren't going so well. I'm also like a very strong, like faith-based person. You know, I'm super passionate about faith and like pursuing like God and that sort of relationship as well. And so I think that is one of the things that's helped me stay grounded throughout, and that is where I've been able to find my identity more so, and that has helped me to kind of stay focused on the bigger picture and play with a sense of freedom and kind of without the pressure of performance, knowing that like my identity is not found in my sport, but rather I find my identity in my faith and my relationship with God. Having a deep understanding of who I am outside of my sport kind of takes the pressure off of performance. And you know, you can go into games like super nervous of like, will I play well? Will this coach like me? Will my teammates like, you know, will we click? Will I score a goal? Will I prevent all the goals, you know? But if you can go into a game knowing that kind of I am who I am regardless of how this game goes, then you kind of have this freedom to play at your best, and the pressure to kind of play a certain way or do certain things is removed, because you don't have to prove anything to anyone, and you don't have to kind of do anything spectacular, you know? And if something spectacular is gonna happen, then it's just gonna happen, and obviously you have to do something to make it happen. But kind of all in all, like being able to play with the freedom that external forces do not kind of determine who you are, really kind of brings a lot more joy into the game.